Tiger Woods, we were told, was winding things down, picking his spots, making ceremonial appearances, managing a body that's been through more than almost any champion in modern sports. And yet, just when the conversation around him had finally started to quiet, Tiger did what Tiger has always done. He reminded the world that he's never truly finished. He changed the narrative overnight because suddenly, he wasn't fading into the background anymore. He was back at the center of it, and that alone should make everyone stop and pay attention. Over the past weeks, the signs have been impossible to ignore. Unexpected comments and interviews, quiet sightings at practice facilities, rumors of swing speed, distance gains, and equipment changes that don't line up with a golfer simply enjoying retirement. Insiders began whispering about timelines, about preparation, about a long-term plan that stretches far beyond a few ceremonial tee times. This didn't feel like nostalgia. This felt deliberate. And when multiple respected voices around the PGA Tour start connecting the same dots, you have to ask yourself one thing: why now? Because here's the part that shocked people inside the game. Tiger hasn't been talking like someone closing a chapter. He's been talking like someone laying groundwork. Mentions of physical progress, careful but confident language about what his body can handle, even subtle references to future seasons. Not weeks, not months, but years ahead. That's not how farewell tours sound. That's how unfinished business sounds. And it sent a ripple through a tour that thought it knew what was coming next. So, the questions start piling up fast. Is Tiger Woods quietly planning something for 2026? Is this a carefully managed comeback? A reinvention of what competing looks like at this stage of his career? Or something even bigger than playing golf again? Because when Tiger moves, the entire ecosystem of the PGA Tour shifts with him. Schedules change. Expectations change. The spotlight follows, and right now, that spotlight is getting brighter by the day. And maybe that's the biggest shock of all. This isn't just about weather. Tiger can compete. It's about weather. He's about to reshape the landscape of professional golf one more time without ever announcing it out loud. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that when Tiger goes quiet, something big usually comes next. To understand why this moment feels different, you have to understand why 2026 matters. The PGA Tour isn't just rolling into another season. It's heading toward a structural crossroads. Behind the scenes, schedules are being reshaped, priorities are shifting, and the tour is still recalibrating its identity in a post-fracture era. Stability is the goal, but uncertainty is everywhere and historically. Moments like this are when the biggest figures carry the most weight, especially one figure in particular. Then there's Tiger himself. By 2026, he'll be in his early 50s, carrying a body that has endured surgeries, setbacks, and comebacks that would have ended almost anyone else's career. The public assumption was simple: fewer appearances, symbolic tee times, maybe one or two emotional returns a year. Protect the legacy. Don't chase something the body won't allow. That story felt settled, comfortable, predictable. And that's exactly why what's happening now feels so unsettling, because recent reports haven't been asking if Tiger will disappear. They've been asking what comes next. That's a subtle but important shift. Analysts and insiders aren't framing him as a ceremonial figure anymore. They're talking about timelines, preparation windows, and whether selective competition could still be realistic. The language has changed from reflective to speculative. And when the tone around Tiger shifts like that, it usually means the internal reality has already changed. Expectations not long ago were low by design. Fans were told to be grateful for whatever they got to major appearance here. A special event there, maybe a farewell moment everyone could agree on. Tiger is a symbol, not a threat. That narrative protected everyone from the tour to Tiger himself, but it also quietly closed the door on ambition, and now that door doesn't look nearly as shut as it once did. That's where the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. What people expected was a slow fade into legend. What Tiger is signaling now feels like something else entirely measured, controlled but forward-looking, not chasing the past, but refusing to be defined by it. And when you line that up with a PGA Tour searching for direction, one question starts to loom larger than all the rest. What happens if Tiger isn't done shaping the future yet? It started quietly, as these things usually do not, with a press conference or dramatic announcement. But with sightings and subtle confirmations, Tiger Woods swinging a club again, not symbolically, not cautiously, but with intent, after a long absence defined by injury, setbacks, and guarded optimism. Footage and reports began to surface, showing real progress. Balance looked steadier. Speed looked closer to vintage than expected, for a player whose health updates are usually wrapped in caution. This felt different, and that difference raised eyebrows. Then came the equipment talk, and that's where things really escalated. Tiger has never been someone who speaks casually about distance or ball speed, especially not at this stage of his career. Yet suddenly there were claims carefully worded but unmistakably about gains, about efficiency, about the body responding better than anticipated. That's not nostalgia speaking. That's data-driven confidence, and for someone supposedly winding down, those are not the metrics you focus on unless you're measuring yourself against competition. Behind the scenes, the whispers grew louder. Insiders began floating timelines that stretched beyond a single season, not promises, but possibilities, not guarantees, but scenarios, competitive golf, selective schedules, preparation cycles that only make sense if the goal is to actually contend, not just participate. The most telling part wasn't what was said publicly. It was how seriously these predictions were being treated by people who know how Tiger operates. This wasn't fan fiction. It was informed speculation. And that's why these moments can't be dismissed as isolated events. A swing video here, a distance claim there, a carefully placed comment about readiness on their own. They're easy to brush aside. Together, they form a pattern, a direction. This doesn't look like a retired legend enjoying the game on his own terms. It looks like someone methodically testing limits, gathering information, and seeing how far the door is still open, because Tiger has never done anything randomly. And if these moves are intentional, then the rumors aren't speculation. Any more they're signals. What's become clear over the past few weeks is that Tiger Woods doesn't need to announce anything to command attention. A single update, a short clip, a carefully chosen sentence, that's all it takes for the PGA Tour ecosystem to shift its focus. No other player, past or present, still has that kind of gravitational pull. And as the rumors around 2026 grow louder, the tour isn't just watching from a distance, sits listening closely. Inside Tour's leadership, even the smallest Tiger developments carry outsized importance. His schedule influences calendars. His availability affects event profiles. His involvement changes conversations about priorities, exposure, and long-term strategy. This isn't about favoritism. It's about reality. When Tiger is relevant, the tour benefits, and when he's potentially relevant again in a meaningful way, planning becomes more complicated. You don't ignore a variable this powerful, especially during a period of structural change. Then there's the commercial side, where the reaction has been immediate. Sponsors track Tiger updates like market signals. Television partners know exactly what his presence does to ratings. Social engagement spikes the moment his name trends for the right reasons. Even speculative headlines outperform confirmed results from current stars. That's not a knock on today's elite. a reminder of how singular Tiger's impact still is. Attention follows him instinctively, and the tour knows it.